Power of a prosecutor is enormous, especially in a small town like Siren, Wisconsin.
That's where some say a local district attorney crossed the line with some women who've appeared in his courtroom. So Tom Lydon of the Fox 9 Investigators went to ask him about it.
What more can you take away from me?
Ange Johnson has known her share of hardship and heartache. Last December, her 6-month-old daughter, Aurora, was killed. And during a search of the trailer where she was living with her sister, police found a small amount of marijuana and a pipe.
That's the little one-hitter with the roach, and it was mine.
After that, her 2 other children were taken into protective custody.
What they've already done with my children, with my freedom and my life, what am I to be worried about? They've done everything they possibly can and have already.
Not quite everything, as she was reminded by the Burnett County District Attorney, Bill Noreen.
He had turned around in his chair in an open session and said that I may be getting charges in the death of my daughter as well. Whoa.
He said that to you?
Yeah.
In open court?
Yeah.
She was never charged in her child's death, which took place in another county. A family acquaintance is the prime suspect. But the Burnett County DA's office was still pressing those drug charges with another prosecutor and handling her child protection case. DA Noreen even signed the court orders taking away her children. He was a recurring figure in her life with enormous power.
Because this is not a guy you particularly like.
The way I see it is he's taken a big part of my life away.
And then out of the blue one late night in June,
oh my God, what am I supposed to do now?
Noreen contacted her through Facebook.
Okay, I have to say at least hi. I have to say something back. I don't want to jeopardize my kids or my freedom by taking him off or offending him either, you know.
You were in an awkward position.
Yeah.
The Fox 9 investigators have seen these messages. Noreen writes, "Let me buy you dinner and we'll compare notes. But if you would rather not, I will understand." 12 days later, she replies, "Compare notes? I'm not sure what that means." Noreen writes, "Fancy word for chatting, hanging out, shooting the blank, and nothing in particular. Now I've scared you off already." Noreen signs off saying, "Okay, you're pretty awesome, if you don't mind my saying so." A week later, Noreen reaches out again. "You're on my mind." She reminds him, "I do have open cases." Noreen, "I'm resigning August 24th. I will have no more cases with you, but I will leave you alone if you prefer." Come to find out, DA Noreen is a regular Casanova of the courthouse. The Fox 9 investigators found 16 of his Facebook friends were women who had criminal cases in Burnett County, most younger brunettes like Ange.
Oh, multiple times he asked you out.
We were able to reach 6 of those women. All 6 told us Noreen had contacted them via Facebook to ask them out on dates. The women facing criminal charges ranging from drug possession to bad checks. One woman got a friend request from Noreen within 45 minutes of sitting across from him in the courtroom.
Nice to meet you.
We met the DA before court one day, and he invited us into his office.
Maybe you want to shut the door. We were made aware that you've been asking out women who are appearing before your court.
Well, no, I haven't done that, I don't believe.
So we read him the Facebook messages.
How are you doing? Can I buy you lunch this weekend?
And over the next few minutes, it was the DA who would change his story.
The DA's office is not a dating service.
No, I know that. I know that.
Was this appropriate?
I don't know, I guess. You know, I've never taken any of them anywhere or anything, never seen them. So.
But one of those women Noreen contacted told us they did go out on a date.
How many am I going to find?
I have no idea.
Well, you must have some idea how many women you've asked out. Well, I hope you do, who have charges. Did you know about this behavior?
No, but I'm here. I'm not here to comment.
Are you a public defender?
I'm a public defender, but I have no knowledge of what this topic. I've known Mr. Noreen a very long time, and I find these allegations serious, but nothing I've ever heard of.
Just sending the friend request is inappropriate.
St. Thomas law professor Gregory Sisk, while not familiar with the details of this case, says it's against every code of conduct for an attorney to ask a client out on a date or to get romantically involved in any way. And for a prosecutor, it's even more reckless.
If they become romantically involved with that person, what's in their best interest as an individual, not the best interests of the public. So that is the very definition of a conflict of interest.
It also is a really unequal power dynamic, isn't it?
It is an incredibly unequal power dynamic. There is nothing more frightening in our society than to be the subject of a criminal prosecution.
Just so I understand, you believe you have not violated an ethical rule because you did not discuss the cases with these women? Even though you
A couple days ago, Noreen told us by phone that what he did was foolish in hindsight, but that Siren, Wisconsin is a small town, and he never discussed their specific cases. He didn't have to, with women who had everything to lose.
But do you think he had a sense of your desperation to get your kids back?
Oh, yeah. You know, I will do anything for my children, but there are things I won't do for anybody, including my children, and that is things of that nature. Then I become all I despise.
After 10 years as the Burnett County District Attorney, Bill Noreen retired at the end of August, 2 years before his election.
Is this why you're leaving office?
No.
In his resignation letter, Noreen writes, "For various reasons, I believe it is time to stand down from the task, if you will." But he may not be leaving for good. He said he's available to work pro bono for the DA's office for free. Ange Johnson can't help wondering what he gets in return.
From what we can tell, there have been no complaints made against Bill Noreen with the State Bar or the Ethics Board. But after we began making inquiries with the Wisconsin Department of Justice, an agent contacted one of the women. That agent would not tell us whether there's an active criminal investigation involving Bill Noreen. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Tom Lydon.